For the year 2G, the rap game changed for one name. Jules aim to slain anything on this plane. Remains are found when the best kept secret get heated. You went platinum with a ghostwriter, so in the game you won, you cheated.
There's not a lot of people who I want to trade lives, trade existences with. You know what I mean? I feel like I've made out pretty well for myself. This guy, though, this guy right here, this guy, like today.
Listen, man.
Today, I would for sure trade lives with.
Boy, he is confirmed still has a live to trade.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I would not have. I checked that. I would not just haphazardly play this. It said survived with cuts. I said cuts. What do you mean cuts?
Okay, good. Because the first look is like, you got to be kidding me. Not that. Excuse, who's trying to merge? A Boeing
United
797. That's a whole lot of people. He looked back forward. He was
back forward. It's really
Look, eyes on the road. Hands in 10 or 2. He said, "Yeah."
Didn't turn. Didn't catch a second win.
I think it's just one of those, like, I could hit the brakes and then he just destroys all of them. I could try to accelerate, then I run right into the doom. I could swerve left and then it just the plane gets up more speed before it hits me. I swerve right. I go right into it. So I don't know. Even if it was just scratches and cuts, I'd be like, man, I've been decapitated. For business purposes, I've been decapitated.
Yeah, now that's one of the more. I saw that right before we logged on, and I said, "Good lords!" And I quickly did some research to make sure I didn't just witness a pretty clear cut what I thought fatality. No, apparently plane's pussy. That's what I found out.
I feel like that just kind of happens like every 6 weeks now.
Frequently, yeah.
Way more planes colliding with things that aren't like runways.
Yeah, well, I mean, highways, if something's going to look the most like a runway, highways in the ranks for 1 or 1A.
You got to pick a side, and everything else look like down there looks like ants. So
I may be quieter, Bert. The
maybe I'm
various no, you sound normal to me. So the various streaming services that we use, there had been a system in place the last week or so. Everything started fucking up. Like I don't know, our videos were freezing randomly, and then we hit a button that did nothing and it fixed it.
Maybe
I go into different StreamYard, Riverside, what have you. Who knows what my mic's. I don't touch any fucking thing. And some days it's hot, some days it's quiet. I don't fucking know. What I do know is that winning playoff series couldn't be more out right now, Withers. If we're just talking about what's en vogue, blowing 3-1 leads is all the rage in the National Basketball Association. That's what I'm hearing.
Are the losers really the winners?
Probably.
Come on, I close my eyes, I pick a random hat. Nobody ever cares what hat I wear. Till today. What's this?
Congrats to the Philadelphia 76ers. I genuinely never thought I would see this day. Though I do give myself immediate credit, and you can back me up on this. I don't know if anyone talked about the Sixers beating the Celtics in the playoffs more this year than me from the beginning of the year.
You did say it would be very funny. How hard have you laughed this weekend?
I never said I would find it funny.
That's why I first said people neighbors find that hilarious.
I've been reading the tweets. A lot of people are finding this to be super fucking funny. So I fear I nailed it.
I'm wearing this hat to support my children, Justin Edwards and Tyrese Maxey. I don't even follow.
Maxey, Dog, Edgecombe, Dog
Junior.
Drummond had like a very strong series off the bench for someone who we were told in like 2019 was done in this league. Just continues to like be a menace, specifically at the Garden.
He was an all-time leader in rebounding percentage. They said rebounding was bad, so he said, "Okay, I'll learn how to shoot a three." He just learned how to. I'll just play 16 minutes a game, shoot a three.
I'm still 25.
Yeah. Am I hearing gap year? What's that?
No, I'm not doing any of
What's
that.
that?
The Celtics, like you tell me where I should find this balance, because I am genuinely struggling to figure it out. I believe the 76ers deserve like 100% of the credit. There's no troll at all here. 100% of the credit for like winning this series, like taking this series, dominating it for the last 2.5 games. Because game 5, Celtics were up double digits, third quarter, up 3-1 in the series as well. At that point, it's a dead series. The 2 seed should win that series 100% of the time. They didn't. So I'm trying to give these Sixers immense amount of credit while also shitting on the Celtics for being gutless cowards. But I feel like by doing that, it undercuts the 76ers credit. And I don't want to do, I genuinely am not trying.
No, we've got room for both. I think we've got room for both.
I think so too, but I don't want it to be like, oh, that's there's no excuses. They should have won this series. I don't want to hear about anything other than like the Celtics very clearly should have won this series. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to happen at home. All of it super embarrassing for a team of this vintage. I don't care how many new guys they've got worked in. They weren't the ones necessarily who fucked it up. But if I'm calling it square, like VJ Edgecombe comes in, a guy who it's his first year there. He doesn't understand what losing to the Celtics really feels like. I'm pretty sure Philly took the regular season series like 3-2 or some shit. Like he really doesn't go for this losing to Boston. It just doesn't really. I kind of blame Cooper Flag, but we'll get to that later. But he was he has been the difference. Like I know it's very funny. He had a great game tonight, Tobias Harris, but typically that's him putting up like 2 points and them losing. And now it's Edgecombe putting up 23 and them winning by double digits.
Tobias Harris scoring 30 in game 7. It was never in doubt.
I've seen
Joel Embiid game 7. It was never in doubt.
3-4 like he was gassed, and that's something I don't know that we took enough advantage of. In the 4th, he was gassed. But that's where Maxey takes over. Like Maxey, I don't like. I've seen people be like, "This is why you don't trade Drew Holiday." Like the takes. I think that's my least favorite part. The takes coming out of Celtics fans. I see some of them in here. The takes coming out of Celtics fans.
Scroll the chat.
I get it's a tough loss. Like I'm not saying like good season, gang. Fuck no. Awful season. Terrible. All the good that happened in the regular season completely blown to shreds. Like awful season. But like also calm the fuck down. Like the result, bad result. Real bad result. But I've been seeing things that were going to happen anyways. Like, Brad, it's time to get to work. That was why they cleared the books before the season, so that they could get to work. That was always the fucking plan. They could have went 16.
I think the type, but what does work mean in this? What type of work needs to be done now?
I always thought they were going to take a big swing this offseason, regardless of whether they won a championship or lost in the first round, which is the door they elected to pick. But I also,
what does that mean? Yeah, what is a big swing?
I think
because last year, I mean, flipping all your veterans, even if you argue you got out on time, like you don't regret doing those, is a big swing. But what kind of big swing are you talking?
But I think that's the setup to the big. Like you could only take the big swing because you couldn't
take the step back.
Those all had to be individual moves just so you could even get into a place to make a swing. Like you couldn't have combined KP and Drew. That obviously would have been a big swing's worth of money, but you couldn't do that. You're over the second apron. So that's where it's like, I think that was the step to be like, and obviously Tatum's injury coincided with that, but they were always, you can listen to me on any variety of this program, me saying KP was going to get traded before last year, no matter what happened, because of how his contract was set up. Drew's deal was like an extension to be traded at some point. That happened sooner than I thought it, but at some point, I don't like, that's the thing. If Tatum doesn't get hurt, we just lose to the Knicks last year. I think KP's gone regardless. Drew stays.
Right. Fair.
But I also don't think that gives, like, Tyrese Maxey didn't give a fuck about Drew Holiday.
The one person I thought he might, and get you and chat, hold me honest to this, did Jordan Walsh not make Maxey work a little bit during the season?
He did during this series when he was in there. But it's
What do you
also
got to
like
do to get in there?
well, when you're down 10 and he's also not hitting shots, then you have to make some adjustments. And that's the part of the conversation.
Do I got to wait till I'm down 10 to put him in?
No, he was out there and getting down 10. Like
No.
Maxey, that's where Edgecombe was doing some work.
That's
You know
I
what I
just
mean?
I don't know I don't know. I've just seen a lot more Joe Mazzulla stats than I've seen previously, and I feel like I've seen like not outsiders, Celtics fans low on him in a way that I haven't.
Yeah,
But they're
those
not.
people are
I don't think they're
assholes.
overreacting because I think they feel like this is like this has been building, and is what 4 years now.
When I'm watching Peyton Pritchard miss wide open threes down 98-99, like what's the coach? He should have shot it for him. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
But what's the pivot if you know if we don't hit threes, we lose? Yeah. What's
my
the pivot?
issue is all I ever hear is NBA coaches don't matter. And then when teams lose, it's the coach's fault. Like to me, that's a massive cop out on the players who just were missing out, much like the Knicks series last year. And this is where you can talk about like, should they be doing this? Should they not? And I think we can have a good conversation about that. If they're going to miss wide open threes, I'm not talking forced threes. I'm not talking step back threes. Peyton Pritchard, we would all agree, is one of the best open 3-point shooters in the league. That's what the stats say. If he's going to miss wide open, not rush threes from the short corner, yeah, I can't be like that. Good job, coach.
But even that can't just be the anytime we lose, it's because we didn't make more threes. For a team, you would think with championship pedigree, with a coach that might win coach of the year this week, I have no idea. They're going to have an all NBA player. I imagine they'll have an all defense player. It's got to be more than Peyton Pritchard, or we didn't hit open threes. Because Philly had a 4 for 23 3-point game. It's not like they were shooting the cover off the ball for 7 games. But you adjust. You do. I mean, but you keep fighting. You do something different.
Of course. I'm not. Listen, but what I'm saying is the game could have been won on that shot. And then, like, I don't know. I wasn't talking a lot of shit about Philly this year because I didn't think they were in like a great spot because they were the 7 seed and Embiid just got the appendectomy. And it was just like, all right, if we win this series, like in 6, I'm not going to be like gloating in years prior where I thought it was like more evenly matched and more championship aspirations on both sides. This year, it seemed like one of those teams was in one of those spots, and the other one was just kind of in the playoffs. They beat a Magic team to get the 7 seed. It didn't really seem like, oh, this is like prime Philly Celtics rivalry years. Because even like the whole, like I thought I'd be way more despondent to this loss, but I think because it just happened over the course of those 2.5 games, it was just like, yeah, they're just playing better basketball than we are. Simple and plain. And I think Nick Nurse deserved a lot of credit for the Celtics like to drive and kick to get a lot of their open threes, defensive collapses. And Joel Embiid in games, I believe 5 and 6 had 0 blocks. And a lot of that was because he wasn't near the rim intentionally. It was like, all right, you want to bring him out here for this pick? We're just going to use him to clog these kick out lanes. He's just going to be in the fucking way. And the Celtics never adjusted to that. And that I would put on Mazzulla. That for sure I'd put on Mazzulla. The open shot missing in game 7, I can't put on him. I'm seeing way too many people be like, change your fucking strategy. And I thought he made a good point in the press conference after the game where it was like, the adjustments only get praised when they work. And that's not the process.
That's the game. That's the game.
Results-based argument. To say I was just sitting there doing nothing, and obviously he didn't add this part, but what he's saying is to say I did nothing is preposterous. Like, obviously, when I have my assistant coach who's typically money on reviews, just forget the difference between yes and no. It's just like, all right, everyone's shitting on Mazzulla. That's the guy with the iPad. He looks to him for that's not on the coach.
When my players are going, no. Oh, it's all psycho quotes, and I don't know. He got them locked in, but game 7 with 3 new starters. Did you try it early, and then it's just like, well, that didn't work.
Held on to him a little too long. But that's where
they went down 9-0, I think, and lost the game by 9.
I I think that's what it works out to. Yeah. But even then, like they were up 18 in the third quarter after they had brought it to within 1. Like I think that was worse than being down 9 off rip. Like the neither are good. You should do neither.
No, no part of it's a lot of. I don't like. What's the? I mean, I'm sure it's more wins than losses, but what's the Missoula home playoff record in the postseason?
It's definitely more wins than losses, but it's probably closer to 500 than it should be. We've been pretty belt heavy on the road.
That's what I say. The road record might be. I didn't want to go that far, but in my mind, the road record feels better than the home record. That might just be
the championship year. They went 16-3. 2 of the losses were game 2s at home, and then they lost game 4 to the Mavs when that one was 3-0. 18-10 is better than I would guess, but just John Anthony, I don't know him to be a liar.
Hang on.
Yeah, I think Derek White is someone I look to before Missoula. Like there's
a lot of blame to go around for a 3-1 lead. We'll get to the Magic too.
That's where I just feel like I think singling in on one certain person is a gigantic waste of time, because I don't think anyone, like even Jalen had good moments, but he had some dog shit moments too. I'm not going to sit here and be like he was nasty. He had some real dog shit moments. Derek White, to me, if he just plays 85% what he normally plays, yeah, the series does end in 5. Like it doesn't go. Tatum's knee is fine.
Like what he did for the regular season, right?
He didn't have to do that. A
little bit worse, but yeah.
Like he just had to be normal, and he couldn't. So that was peculiar. I don't like. I saw a lot of tweets being like Terry Rozier's in handcuffs because of how Derek White's playing right now. It's hard for me to disagree. Like I love Derek White.
I saw those for Cater. I see if we see the Nemi for in Fed charges allegations.
So I said this after the game last night, and I had a million people be like, a lot of people just want Jalen gone because they've always hated him. That's what it always is at this time of the year. I said I think the Jays have played their last game based off stuff I've heard. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. And I think you know who is going to stay. I just don't know.
Who, the injury prone one or the one with the terrible on-off numbers? Who are we keeping, Nick? What's next?
No, I think they keep the injury prone one. I don't like. Everyone wants Giannis. I don't know why the Bucks, even if they have the best offer, would want to trade him here. I really don't.
I also don't see any way y'all have the best offer.
You never know. If fucking the Heat's offer we've heard is the best one, then yeah,
So what if it's not? What's the? Who's going where for what?
That's what I think it would have to be multiple teams, because trading Jalen to Milwaukee doesn't really make a lot of sense for them either.
No.
So he'd have to go somewhere else, and then that stuff goes to Milwaukee.
So what are y'all giving up in this? Jalen?
Yeah, Jalen. Or it's some Derek White, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard of combo. Like those 3, Derek White's at like 31, Hauser's at 10, and I think Pritchard's at like 9. So like that gets you into kind of every conversation. Whether or not people want that stuff is a different conversation, but that is the conversation. Like those are your 2 different paths, more or less, along with picks if they're attached to these people.
I don't see that getting Giannis.
Sure. I mean, I guess it's like what team out there would want Jalen, or what team out there would want Derek White? And then what are they giving up for them? Like Desmond Bain went for 5 first last year.
I tried to give y'all Derek White for KD. No dice.
Yeah, that's still a no. But like,
Chad, y'all would y'all do Derek White, Sam Hauser, and a first-round pick for KD? And you can keep both the Jays. Why the Jays? I'll add a K to the Jays. Why do we gotta?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't like.
Is one of the Jays Missoula? Is that the rub here?
I would have. I would
mixed reviews.
I wouldn't like run it back. That's the wrong word. But I wouldn't do like crazy overhauls to the people who are already here. Like bring more people in for sure. But that is where it's like, hey, Tatum now gets a whole offseason to just make his legs the same size. Like I'm not ready to hit this huge eject button. Just from what I've heard, the eject buttons, like the hovering is happening over the eject button.
This is from the play, like the player wants out, the team wants the player out, the team is ready to pivot, and this is just the way to pivot.
I think Jalen having this year was like, and it really sucks, but I think he's just like, yeah, I do want my own ship. I don't think he hates Jason Tatum. I don't think he hates anyone. I think he's just like, I can get the 2 seed.
I can do this
on my own. I can get bounced in the first round too, but I can get the 2 seed on my own.
Who's gonna give him that option?
I don't. Again, someone traded 5 first-round picks for Desmond Bane. I assume someone would do that.
Again, listen. Role players get all the picks. Bridges, Gobert, that's who get all the picks. The studs, you better take.
But those people are like
they third, brother.
From bottom of the league teams, more or less. More often than not, rather, not more or less.
Does that make it better or worse? What do they know? Why are they moving off this? Why is the executive of the year moving off his finals MVP? What's he know that we don't? Yeah, will he just be a Sacramento King? You will love Sacramento, Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, that part I don't know. I'm just repeating what I've heard from multiple people at this point that would know, not just like guys on the street.
Sure. He's already signed. He's making what, 50, 60?
Yeah, I think he has
contract wise
2 or 3 left.
The Jaylen Brown contract is 5 for 85. Yeah, next 57, 61, 65. Then he's unrestricted 2029, 30 when he's 33. So you got to find who can even take 60 million for them to be your 1, right? I wouldn't imagine you trade for him to be your 2, but
I would imagine whatever team would like really want to do this already has a lot of pieces in place. You know what I mean? Like it would be another 1B situation.
I would say if there's somebody to get some, lottery luck or lottery non-luck, Utah thinks they're going to be a top 4 team. They end up with the 9th pick. They're like, well, we use that in the deal. Jaylen Brown to Chicago.
What if Atlanta gets the 3 pick? Like not 1 or 2, but 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you would move for Jaylen?
No.
Wow.
The Ant-Man, now that questionable, we'd have to have some discussions, but saving all my capital if we playing homecoming.
What? Why not both?
It would never work.
I think that would work tremendously.
I think they'd split that locker room in 2. No thanks.
They're like best pals. I don't know if that would happen.
Ant and Jaylen?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm picking Ant.
I'm saying together. I'm not saying you have to pick one.
Yeah, they don't play with each other. They don't play on the same team. Tatum be like, bro, have you seen this guy's on-off numbers?
Well, listen, that's where it's like all season I heard Derek White was the on-off king, and then I saw him on, and like that's where those numbers go to die.
He's getting first team All NBA votes. I said, okay. I was just saying, Shea makes a good. Is it somebody that is still playing or might be like eliminated soon? Cleveland looking to make a big splash. Orlando made their splash. If Detroit loses second round, would they make a splash? You never know.
Okay.
The contract makes it tough. The next 3 years, 60, 60, and 60. I don't know. If Steven said he's good, man, I think I'm all set. Harden for James Harden in Boston. That would be the day.
Yeah, I agree, neighbors. I wouldn't break it up. I think people know how I feel about it. I've always felt about that. Different information changes that. Like I don't think anyone's being like a bad guy here. I think it's just kind of like the worst case scenario for the year that happened.
Should have tanked. Should have played the Pacers game.
Should have just won the fucking series. Like it should have made like there was one shot. Someone stole it from Embiid after he'd gotten a rebound, and then they kicked it. I want to say it was Shireman, and then he immediately kicked it to Derek White at the top of the three, who like 75% shot it, but kept 1 foot on the ground, so he landed, and then immediately went like. No, I think NBA players shoot a collective 0% on that shot.
And I think Reggie said it like at the time, like should have let that fly.
The first one,
go.
or once you decide no, Jalen's also
yeah.
just right here, and then ask for it back. Even like that next shot never goes in.
I feel like that's kind of not the Derek White story, but we've seen it in postseasons. It's like confidence will go. Like to his credit, he'll usually get it back. Like if he did, I thought like probably a couple minutes later, he got one immediately pulled and hit it. So it goes and comes, but you will see him hesitate. Then I did see where he burned all the skin off his hand. I know that thing's still on fire.
Did someone put like a cartoonishly large cigar out in his hand? What even happened there?
Floor burn. I'm surprised they don't happen more. I'm surprised they don't happen like every single game, honestly.
Right.
And I don't know if they got like the liquid bandage for that. I don't know if it's on his shooting hand, but he just blowing on his, like he had charcoal in his hand.
It was tough. It was a tough scene. I think he hit his like next 2 after that. So I was like, oh, here we are. But do I have any take on Embiid and Tatum hugging and laughing after the game? Not really. Like I saw some
JB for Embiid
pissed about that, but I don't read anything into that. Like that's someone they've gone to battle with for like a decade now. And I don't think anyone was like upset for them. I was upset he took that fucking cheap shot. That was like the only time I was like angry at the 76ers when 7 seconds after the whistle, he just tackles Jaylen Brown for no reason.
Go for the ball, man. Would you do JB for Embiid straight up?
No, of course not.
Embiid and Tatum?
I saw people being like, Kata and Garza are playing over Vucevic. This is y'all executive of the year. Like they fucking signed up for the team on themselves. They just showed up what they won a radio raffle and who the fuck do you think got those 2 guys?
I gotta trust Brady.
I was in on the Vucevic trade just because how expensive who the Pacers trade for Zubac was.
Yeah,
there
Zubac
is
for
something
Mathurin and that pick.
Yeah, like the first or like the 4th through 10th pick.
We didn't 1 through 4 or 9 through 76.
Yeah, we didn't
77.
Have that.
They keep it.
But there is something to like acquiring someone who's only ever known stink their whole career. Like everywhere he's played has just been stink everywhere. I remember when the like Pierce KG Celtics went out and got Troy Murphy, who at that point was the NBA record holder for most regular season games played without making the playoffs. Like sometimes you trade for a guy who just knows stink, and whether or not they're playing, bring some of that stink with them. So I don't think it's his fault, but he didn't help either. He definitely didn't help.
No, and an organization like the Celtics, y'all supposed to be the ultimate stink washers. I can't. He can't get that.
That was Garza, as I had pointed out, can't play in a tight game. He was I think he was a -10 if you want to talk final score and who played when.
Not my coach. My coach lost by 70 in the deciding game. I can't relate. Hawks lost by 70 early, then immediately watch Jokic get raked over the coals. I don't know. Is he a top 500 player of all time at this point? I think the Pistons, it might have been game 6 that night, where they were just kind of dead in the water and were like, no. And just they were down like 23 in the third quarter and were like, no. And came back. That's a terrible loss. Boston blew the lead. Orlando finished blowing the lead. And the Knicks just went up by 86 points. Cat just hit another 2. So that's 155 to 4 right now for the Hawks.
That was one of those old like Cheryl Miller in high school scoreboards they would cut to. That was There were Knicks fans like 2.5 minutes into that game because the Hawks jumped out to a quick lead, right?
Like
They were up like
I think 5. I think it's what the
9-3 or
first
something.
5 or something, or something like that.
And
it
I
was
saw
like
Knicks.
a 71-4 run.
Yeah.
I think it was 71-19. Like, not exaggerate. I think that
No,
was the run.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a diabolical ain't the word, Earl. I was like, this is going to be a blowout. I did not anticipate blowout like that.
Historic blowout. No.
2 notes. If you go down by 50 in any game, concessions should be free. I think that goes for whatever I don't know how you do that for every sport, but if you go down 50 points, you should not have to pay $9 for I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. We didn't fulfill our end of the bargain. And 2, it was right before the game. They were saying Quinn Snyder's working on contract extensions. If you lose by 50 in the last game of the season, you don't get your contract extended. That's the rule. Those are my 2 rules. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
What's the opposite of extended?
You cut a year off, man. You're free.
You paid him coach next year.
I ain't saying fire him, but we can't have a contract extension after you lost 4 games by double digits in increasing order and close it out that way. No, we'll table that, my guy.
I was gonna say they didn't get to the 3-1 series lead. They blew a normal 2-1 series lead, which happens. But I thought about this as like because when I think of tanking, I think of like, oh, you guys never even tried this year. What if you're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs before March? Like, that's only on you. Every game the rest of your year is forfeited, and you have to pay the other team what they would have made for that game.
You can hand over your whole gate.
You have to create gates that don't exist. You have to pay.
They'll do fudge the books. That ain't no problem.
You know what I mean? All those teams, because that's like a quarter of the season after that. Like, or maybe it's like.
Now, say it again. Once you're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs,
before March 1st.
If you're
mathematically eliminated in fucking February or January, I don't even know if that's possible. But if you're mathematically eliminated prior to March 1st, you have to forfeit the rest of your schedule. All those teams get a win. And you also have to pay, if it was a road game, you have to pay that team their gate, their average gate they would have gotten.
But we don't even play the game.
No, game does not. Well, yes, you forfeited. You lost.
Can I still play my G League guys? Can I get my guys some run?
These people are free to do whatever they want. I think most of these teams would prefer the break. It's like, oh, wow, we just got one back-to-back canceled because they got eliminated.
I was going to say, yeah, people do that. People, they would get eliminated as soon as possible. Be like, wow. But I know 5 owners are going to do this, so they'll send me mine. I'll send me that. We'll still break even, and it's got to do something with your lottery chances. But no, you just have to be between the 6th and the 19th worst teams now.
I think it's kind of like all NBA. If you're not playing, if you're not hitting that threshold, that 65 games, you're not even in.
You're not qualified.
You just move right to the back.
So who gets to you have to compete, but you can't be so bad you're mathematically eliminated 2 months before the season's over.
Right. This is really just culling like the bottom 3 teams. You know what I mean? This
isn't every tanking fix.
This one particularly, but it was like, what is actually going, because this isn't going to deter anyone. If anything, we think this is going to make more people want to be in on it, on like losing, but not like as bad as possible. If you're really, really doing it big from like opening night onward, that you're eliminated, like that's not like, oh, we had some bad luck.
2 of them, so Pete. North and South, both Trig designs. I'm just add a tournament. I was talking with Adam Silver. He said just add a tournament. I might be with relegation now. The more I see and hear about it, if we're just going to keep doing all these shenanigans anyway, we need a league in between G League and NBA. The P League, purgatory.
That's brutal.
Like 4 teams. Y'all play an 82 game schedule, but the same 4 teams. You sick of playing the Cavaliers? Good. Show some heart.
So if the top 2 teams go up and 2 teams go down every year?
I'm trying, because if we
If you stink in the P League, you can't go right back to the NBA just because there were four
Right.
stinky
As I
NBA
say,
teams.
yeah. I'm trying to. We'll be at 32 teams soon with Seattle and Vegas. Could you cut? I mean, how many? How many do they send to the relegation in soccer?
Oh, I mean, they've been doing it forever, so I think it's still like 20 teams per
Or
league.
I would say, I guess what percentage? I guess is the
They're saying
of the team. Soccer heads, talk to me.
Bottom three.
Yeah,
Bottom
look,
three.
you go into the league. You go into a league with the Globetrotters.
So
You go into a league with every 27-year-old basketball player that's fighting for everybody that gets turned down for their last year of college eligibility. They go on a team. You're in that league too. So 3 up, 3 down. Could we do 4 up, 4 like just to keep it 28-ish, 26, 24, 8 up, 8 down, keep it 24?
You think it's gonna be 8 good enough teams to come up every other year?
They'll have to. So if teams stink there, would they just stay down? You pull somebody up, like somebody has to come up.
Well, that's
or do they? Like y'all explain it to me, please.
Relegation, like they've really got to figure out down across the pond because like there's 17 more leagues down they could fall like year after year. Like that's what I've enjoyed with the Wrexham stuff is they started at like the YMCA league and now they're like 4 leagues below the main league. Maybe it's even closer than that. Like
real grind.
They've really fucking climbed.
Indiana just won the National Football Championship, baby. This is real grind.
Yeah. But I don't like they've had that set up forever. They're 1 league below, so they're way the fuck up there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they're way the fuck up there.
Could 4 up
2 leagues down? That's crazy.
I'm trying. Could you go 4 up, 4 down? While you're down there, you're moved to the back of the lottery, so you can improve your team, but you're not getting top spot. You're not getting. I'm trying to think where you play your games. You're getting 50% gate. The other 50% goes to. I don't know. Zach. It goes to Zach because he in chat right now. All that money just go to Zach.
Shout out Zach.
Shout out Zach. I got to do more relegation, but because if they are just going to keep changing the draft every 14 months, then I need to work on this league. Globetrotters, Generals, my Super Seniors team. I'll put like Real Madrid. I'll get a little international flavor. The French 92s who did Victor play for.
The Mac McClungs. He's just got his own team.
McClung will be everybody. The G League plus guys. McClung's like I'm the MVP of the G League, but I'm not really an NBA player.
So part of the issue with this is like again, I think soccer since they started this, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. They've just kind of had this forever. But like, would you be able to loan in relegation? It's like the Pacers, for example, would get relegated this year. So it's like, all right. Do we get the 2 or like maybe last year they loaned out Pascal Siakam on like a 2-year thing, knowing we're gonna go down, but we're also like we'll get him back when Tyrese comes back. We'll get bounced back.
Tyrese and our lottery pick,
yeah.
That's interesting because if you're Pascal Siakam, you're like, yes, I would much like I get paid the same either way. I'd rather be playing for something than nothing, right? Like I'd much rather be trying.
When I really sat down and like found out what loaning players was all about, oh man, does that intrigue me? The baseball trade
is interesting, man.
So much juicier if loans were on the table.
I do. Could you do 2 years? Siakam just plays 2 years. It's like, okay, I'm a Pacer now. 1 year feels fair.
Whatever the loan is, that's all.
He like, my contract's only 2 years. He's like, well, we'll see you when we see you. Again, the more I'm learning more and I'm seeing the vision. That's why also the more I learn, the more upset I am that all Adam Silver pulled was a tournament. Just do a tournament.
Moron. Yeah, but like that's so like the Bucks. If they were like, all right, Dame tore his Achilles. We're still gonna like wave and stretch him, but we're not gonna sign Miles Turner. We're just going to
Right.
loan Giannis for a year while we get our shit together. And then he comes back. We've got a new thing going on. Like that to me is super interesting.
That's it. Okay, so he's like, okay. that would be the stop of loaning.
But it might just be the Knicks, or it might just be the Heat. You know what I mean? Like it does kind of open it up.
Would there be a loan debt like there's a trade deadline?
Oh, yeah.
Would there be
There's a window. I believe it's a window over there.
The Thunder are negotiating with Jokic right now. You see Joe Tipton with the transfer Nuggets to Spurs. The loan again, the guys get their bread either way. You get to go to now, do the players have any say? Because again, they could be like, is it like you're loaned regardless? If Siakam was just like, I'd kind of need a knee surgery that I've been putting off. I'll take the year. I'm good to rest it out. My family here. I want a ring. Like I'm kind of good. Could they turn it down, or they'd be like, sorry to hear that, but they got schools in Sacramento too, Pascal. So okay, if players can approve a decline, then I'm in. A trade is one thing, like you have no say over that. But a loan, we doing a little swapperoo. If they have to agree to it, I think I'm with that.
Yeah, I think most of the time they do, because it's typically they're going from a shit situation to a much better situation. I think it's kind of exactly what we're describing. But yeah, we would have to figure out, as Actual's pointing out, like aprons and all that. Like there would have to be some balance there, because otherwise, yeah,
that was gonna be my question. Yeah,
but I think with basketball, like I think it would be a lot harder than we think. I mean, we saw the Heatles. They got 2 rings out of 4 years. Obviously impressive, but when they first joined up, I was like, oh, they're never going to lose a game, like let alone champions.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8.
But yeah, I do think some teams, it's like, all right, do we want to add like a true number 1 to a team that has a number 1, or do we feel confident enough in our system where this isn't going to be an issue? Like imagine if the Spurs could have just added Giannis on loan. Like, yeah, we don't want to trade all this.
Yeah, our future. We'll
let you hold a pick for a year.
We'll give the 18th pick this year, though, for sure, for Giannis.
Think about what this does to the discourse, too. Like, you just got traded to the 1 seed. You
just got loaned to the 1 seed. That boy's a lean, man. They start using bank terms on. I was going to say, I guess, how would the salary, like if, again, Siakam this past year wanted to go to a competing team, but they're adding his salary. They just add that and you just pay the super luxury tax, whatever. That's the price of you loaning out. Yeah. How does, I know there's no, or is there a luxury tax in soccer? There's not one in my mind.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
I think
competitive baseball tax.
I think there needs to be, like a little bit of hockey sprinkled in here. When in hockey, you can do retention. And this is how, like, basically every trade I've seen in the last like few years has been, it's like this deadline deal. It's like this player is a max guy, but in order to get a first round pick for him, they had to retain all of his salary for the rest of the year. So he just got traded for no salary to this new team. And baseball obviously has this too, but hockey just describes things in a way that tickles me. Just absolutely, we're retaining 48% of his salary to make this deal work.
That's because 48% of your salary in hockey is like $500K. Sure. How will this work in the? It's like, man, oh man. World. Well, it's like hey, the Suns are a playoff team. They're still trying to loan Dylan Brooks to somebody because his $25 million off would save them $87 million, sure. And they get a first round pick, and they get Dylan Brooks like next year. I think it's something. There's something here. Listen, it got to be, because I'll see a 14-year deal for $17 million. They say this guy's the best we've ever seen. He's better. They show his numbers up there. He Gretzky times 6. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's gonna be a super positive stream. Like I love Jalen. He's not about to be like, I'm out.
Scoop. I think That's interesting. What you loan somebody for like 2 years, and then so what if Siakam's like, wait, I don't want to leave. I kind of don't want to come back to like. Do they work that out too, or is it just
I've
like
seen
no, it
people say
expired?
there's like a buyout clause in a lot of these loans from what I'm seeing in the chat. So it's like, nah, we're just gonna fuck with the kid.
Never mind.
We're willing to keep him.
I do it. It is interesting. I would do like if there's not going to be new ways to add like draft, free agency, trade. Would there be other avenues within those? Right, like a trade is essentially a loan. You're loaning me a first round pick. I'm not going to give it back though. Or after the end of the deal, if this deal goes so terrible, we get that pick back, even if he's good. He just comes back to the original trading team.
Sometimes an option to buy, sometimes an obligation to buy. Sometimes no, he's coming back. He's coming right back home.
Like some furniture.
Some higher rates. Yeah, obviously all predetermined at when the deal is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree with relegation. I do think loans could be fine with the playoffs and draft. Because otherwise, like, what are you other than straight cash? Why would I ever loan Giannis if I'm the Bucks without draft capital coming back?
Yeah, something in it for me.
Just
money. How much would people pay? Like, we'll just pay you $30 million, owner.
A ton. They're paying a ton in these.
I was gonna say that shuts this down. It's just a way for us like, you'll pay me how much to not pay Giannis? Yeah. And then I get him bet.
Say, where do I sign?
I think it's more like if I get him loaned, I'm driving Giannis like a rented car. You know what I mean? He's playing 48 minutes a game. Now that hamstring's fine. The doctor's just my brother, just going like this back in the medical room.
Loans can't play games against the owning team typically.
Ooh,
that is interesting. You just gotta sit.
That's very interesting. You do it, and it works so well. You meet the other team, and they trade Giannis to get better. Kuzma leads them to the final. Win more.
Yeah, I think you'd often avoid the team in the playoffs if they're loaning one of these guys, but it would be a very funny situation. Like Giannis specifically just pissed on the back.
I'm trying to because if depending on when you loan the guy, if a team is like, man, like we're not winning the championship, this is probably our last chance to get into the mid part of the lottery, which we want to now.
Yeah.
Do we end up? You could probably definitely get like a Giannis 1 seed versus a play-in, but Giannis can't play for the 1 seed. So it's just the spite bowl.
Yeah.
I'm with more spite. I think that's why these playoffs have been so good. I think we've seen like some
real hatred.
Well, it's like you can call Philly Boston a rival. Like the other side is 1-1 with respect to you can call it a rivalry or the starts of a rivalry. Now, Magic and Pistons, we know how it ended, but they do not like each other. Raptors, Cavs, we'll see. Hawks, there was a little dice in Mitch Robinson stuff, but I don't know. I don't think that's like
Mitch
long
Robinson
time
to that.
Listen, he might be an Atlanta Hawk this summer. I'll put an end to all that.
KD would be lone man for certain. He'd be the bail bondsman. That's what he would.
I think he'd actually just prefer that.
For sure. He'd still be getting paid by the Nets technically, but he'd still have been on all these other teams. Yeah.
The Thunder loan him out to the Warriors. That's the first one. He's like, guys, I've got a crazy idea. What if? Y'all send me out west. Knicks, Philly. That's
Jaden McDaniels. The spite supreme. They're all bad at defense. Which one specifically? Who's on this team?
Aaron Leviticus Gordon, Jamal Aaron, Nikola Jamal Jokic. He's calling names.
Biggums. He's pretty slow.
He said, "What did you think when Jokic was coming at me? I just saw somebody that was big as hell coming at me. I said, yeah, I roasted him, cooked him.
Didn't lie. Did not lie."
And they dapped it up. I was like, "That's real playoff." I think that was Jokic's first dap. As soon as the game went live, he found McDaniels like, he's like, my teammates, I hate you. I like.
Big stinky. That was Alarming for Jokic. Obviously, we've only got like 12 minutes left in this. We'll get into all this series tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, Knicks fans really hate Philly, and for the Sixers to beat the Celtics, and immediately Embiid gets the mic and he's like, "Please, dear people of Philadelphia, I know times are tough. Please don't sell your tickets to Knicks fans."
Listen, I should have known. Again, the Hawks' bad vibe started when Reese Shea did not play on his birthday. The last week of the season, I think they would have needed some luck, so maybe it wouldn't have worked out anyway. The Hawks kind of would have had their choice of Cavs, Knicks, and I think they rested people not caring. And now I see the not caring was on game 3 and 4, game 3, 4, and 6. Who's more likely to fill up an Atlanta stadium, Cleveland fans or New York Knicks fans,
or Hawks fans?
Honestly, I mean, Knicks more than a lot of fan bases. No diss to the Hawks, no diss to the Cavs. I said they had their eye on the gate. I get it, because those seats were definitely filled for 3, 4, and 6. So that's 3 home gates. But I think they would have beat the Cavaliers. I think they'd be walking into a Pistons series where they'd lose, but the Pistons did just play 7 games. Jalen Duren, I think, scored double digits one time, like just this game, 7. But they got 3 games home gate. Quinn Snyder's about to get a contract extension. All was good. All was well.
I remember, was it 23? I was down in Atlanta when it was game 1, Celtics, Hawks. Like, that was the day I was leaving, I'm pretty sure. It was 22 or 23. Maybe it was 22.
Yeah. One of those, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I had like either a Boston hat or a Celtics jersey on, because I was flying back that day, but it was also game 1 of Hawks Celtics.
23.
Yeah.
Those neighbors.
There were multiple people at the hotel that were just like, "Oh man, Celtics, what are they up to these days?" I was like, "Playing the Hawks today." Like, what? It's just not that type of man. Like, of course they're thinking of the gate, or should be.
That game 6. I went to get some food. In the place I'm picking up the food, 2 TVs are on. Braves have already played that day. It's on collegiate baseball. Both TVs on collegiate baseball. I'm like, the Hawks are playing right now. They're getting dusted right now. So maybe y'all turn that over when it was 71-4. But both TVs on college baseball. So yeah, I bet Knicks fans did get in, and I bet they were like, listen, make the playoffs as a win either way. 3 gates of Knicks fans filling up the seats versus
2. 3 is a blessing.
That's what I'm saying. 2 is a given. 3 was manna from heaven. So. But Quinn Snyder got his extension, so
yeah, that's how they paid for it. The Knicks paid for Quinn Snyder's extension.
They about to pay for McCollum to take that 2 for $5 million at veterans minimum. They talking about 2 for 35. I said 35. What?
Minutes per?
Yeah, what you talking?
Oh man,
is that the East, Clem?
It's got to be, or at least next series.
Yeah, I'll say, who is the Knicks would have to be the favorite to come out of the East.
Yeah, they are. Which I don't want to put too much pressure on. If it's not this year, like literally when is it going to happen?
Man, that's for anybody.
Their path keeps getting easier and easier.
Maybe. They got to go through a tough Philly squad
to win the East.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know they've done this before, but VJ Edgecombe wasn't there, and I really do believe him to be a difference maker. I don't know what the Knicks are going to do with Maxey. I really don't. I genuinely don't.
I think Bridges will get him, but I don't know how well it's going to. I don't know if that's his type of matchup. Like the quick, I was saying, I don't know. Do I just go OG, man? Like I really like.
I heard they were going to put OG on Embiid for a lot of stretches because they have before.
I know, yeah. And go, who guards? I mean, PG had a really good series. Who is it? Like Josh Hart? Is that the Bridges? Where's Brunson at? Because I feel like that's who Maxey or Edge are finding. Embiid versus Mitch Robb again after he pulled his knee bone or pulled his leg about the socket.
That's where it's like I'm happy Philly, the team, got over this hump. It's so hard for me to be happy for him. And I was pondering this.
Oh,
Like, you just called out another dirty play of his. Like, he is a dirty player. He's a great player. He's a dirty player. But I was thinking this last night as he was big time floor beat hours, as he's one to do. Why do people hate Shea but love Embiid? Like, what am I missing there? What am I missing? I'd say it's way worse that it's a center doing it.
I've seen similar for it's like when Harden's taking 15, like, and people complain, but it is a different level. And in terms, some of it, again, Knicks beat the Hawks, no question, but some of it for Brunson, I'm like, come on now, what's going on? You didn't need to do. You were already wide open, man. You didn't need to do that. I think it's they say he doesn't need it. You're so good, Shea, Joel. You don't need it. Why do you do the floppery or the hitting the groundery?
I get it way more for Shea than the guy who's 7'3", being guarded by like the 6'4" guy. Like, just go up, man. Just finish.
Yeah, and that's my point. And boy, Embiid hit the floor a lot. Not a lot of floor burns.
Not hitting hard enough.
Disagree. He be shaking pavement out there. There's no real reason. They're just showing the Kawhi Game 7 shot again. That was a 92-90 game, by the way. These magnet balls, man. I ain't going for it.
I did think Embiid was done when I can't remember who it was on. There was a free throw. I think Jalen hit a free throw, and Keita got thrown into Embiid's knees.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember who hit him, who boxed him out, but it wasn't anything. But I was shocked he got up from that. Like, I do give him credit. He kept getting up. And for a guy who doesn't always, he kept getting up.
He gets up hobbled more than anybody I know, but stays in the game. He's the anti-AD, I think Bill Simmons used to say Vince Carter's gone to the locker room more times than anybody ever and then came back out.
Well, he hates Vince Carter.
Bill Simmons probably hate a lot right now.
Sure. I mean, I keep seeing like the tough time of Boston. It's always just so funny. It's like, haha, you idiots lost in the Super Bowl, and then both your other teams lost in the playoffs. And it's like, yeah, like I would prefer those things didn't happen. But
I was gonna say there's more to those, but
I've seen worse things happen. Like, I've definitely seen way worse things happen.
It happens.
So it's like I'm really not as I guess that's where the funniness is. Yeah, the Bruins always lose. It means nothing to me, but that's where it's like balancing me out a little bit. It's like I genuinely do find myself happy for Philadelphians and like Maxey and Edgecombe. I think he's just ready to keep doing this. Like, I'm very worried about that. Tremendously worried about that. But it's just more like it was like more disgust on my own team while like acknowledging like job well done, Philadelphia. Sure. You got, because even the people were like, oh, this is their Super Bowl. Yeah, dude, they've been trying to beat us since 1982.
I was saying, go crazy.
They're allowed to celebrate like they did something. They did. They
chanted, "We want Boston." They got Boston, and they handled Boston. You get to chant like that. Both of those, the Philly and New York game should be on 10, like for every single second. Detroit and Toronto could be a good home crowd. I'm not slighting the Cleveland fans. I just think they know their team doesn't have it.
They actively hate this team.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like they would go up. This is nothing on them as fans. When the team is good and has a chance to win, they go up as hard as any fan base. But I think they just know right now. They're just like, no, this is just an unserious team. And look at it. I heard the same way I was talking about the last game of the season. I think the Cavs had something like that. They were doing some maneuvering to duck the Celtics, and now the Celtics are not here. This is why sometimes you just play it straight, man.
It really is that simple. Like, if you're good enough, it really doesn't matter. It just really doesn't. Go handle your business. We didn't. We'll dust ourselves off, try again next year. I do think the thing what I'm more upset about than losing the series is what I just said for the Knicks. It's not going to get a lot easier to get through the East than it is right now. And I understand they asked a lot of Tatum coming back and contributing the way he did. I don't fault him for sitting game 7. That's the right
At
thing
all.
to do long term.
Yeah, 100%.
I saw a lot of people calling him a pussy and everything. It's like, no, shut the fuck up, man. Like, genuinely shut the fuck up.
I was like, y'all want all parts of the Kobe where Kobe messed up his Achilles, came back, messed up the knee. He throw his shoulder out too. Y'all want that? No, I was glad they sat him.
Yeah, I'm sure he
whoever made the call, I'm glad he sat.
Yeah, if they came out next year with no major changes, I'd be pretty confident in this bunch. The last 2 years have been brutal, for sure. I see what these other teams who make these major changes end up looking like pretty quickly. So it's not something I'm like itching to sign up for. I think an off season, get back playing full season from the start. I think things click like they always have. I think trying to get them in after things went so well with just one guy running the show ultimately ended up being a little bit of their demise, if not the entire thing. Again, not taken away from Philly. They came out and took it, but I do think that made a larger factor than like the talking heads who typically push this. I genuinely think that happened this time. And not to say either guy's an asshole. Like I don't feel that way. I think that's pretty natural.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's not the Pacers will be back in some capacity next year. The Wizards might just add like 80 Trae Young and the #1 pick. Like Knicks will be. I mean, who's to say Giannis might be playing on one of these teams? And we already know Thunder, Spurs, whoever else. Like, I'm sure we'll get to that this week. The Nuggets. I do wonder if Celtics kind of look at the Nuggets and it's like, okay, there is a risk of you don't want to hold on to the core too long because then you have to start. Like if they have to give away Cam Johnson to do other stuff, it's like, well, now we're really hustling backwards. You don't want to get to that point. So,
you want your next move, your next big move to put you right back at the top, at least you perceive to be the top self-scouting. You definitely don't want to take a step back to then hopefully take a step forward. Like that was this year. This was the step back intentionally, unintentionally when it ended, but intentionally from the onset.
Right. Also, I mean, that's the Pacers' hope, right? That we could take a step back from Game 7 finals and get back into the saddle. And it's no guarantee. I think they'll be able to, but we'll see. We will see.
And we will see you guys tomorrow. If you're listening to the Monday podcast version of this, but where will they see us tomorrow, Withers? I know the fine folks on the tube can see, but people with ears can't see. Where?
Listen harder. Y'all can't hear these words scrolling across your screen. Tap in. No, patreon.com/mixtape4 ever, if that is your sort of thing. Oh, stop it, Caesar.